It's Cockatude. Cockatoos with attitude. Yep. Today we don't have Peaches with us in the aviary. She's too weak to come out. She did have breakfast though, and she climbed up to get it. She didn't want to eat the food I put down at her level at the bottom of the cage. She is currently sleeping on her puppy piano, the one she got from a friend in Scotland that's in German. Oh, what you doing there, Babaloo? We got the boys out with us today, right? Romeo? Hi, Romeo. Hi, boy. There's my Romeo bird. Babaloo, what are you doing? It's a Babaloo. It's a Babaloo. Hello, Michelle. It's the Babaloo. And there's the Romeo. Are you talking to the crows, Bob? I don't think they understand Cockatoo language. I don't think they understand Cockatoo language. I don't. Hi, Susie Q. Bob, that's enough barking. They're barking at crows. Hey, that's enough. Calm down. Calm down, silly bird. You big silly. That's just a big silly bird. Let the Babaloo. He's a big silly. Hey, you, not eating the shoes? You're a little fixated on eating my shoes. That's territoriality. He considers that a nest, so. A little territorial there, huh, kid? Hey, guys. There's Jasmine and Pippa. Cecil in his little step stool nest. There's the mander bird. Mander, salamander. Snowball's up on top back there. Above Lucy. Now, what Lucy's doing way down there, I don't know. She usually doesn't go that far out. What you doing down there, Lucy? Becca's not here. Becca's not here, Bob. What are you looking at out there? There's no Becca out there. Silly bird. You want to come over? No, guess not. Cecil, that's my shoe. What's left of it? That's my shoe. Leave it alone. Cecil. Come here. Step up. Come up here. That's better if you come up here. Yes. I think you want a little soul food, right? A little soul food, the sole of my shoe, you big toad. You big toad. Ah, what a good boy. What a good boy. Whoever said that male umbrellas weren't cuddly? Bob, that's enough. I don't know who you're talking to out there, but I don't think they're paying. Bob, they're not paying attention to you. Right, Pippa? Babaloo. Babaloo. Jazz is having a nap. Salamander was just preening. Oh, there he goes. Got an itch there, guy? Back to preening. Babaloo. What has got you focused over there? What are you looking at? What are you looking at? That feels strange being out here without Peaches, but she's too weak to take outside. Hey, Goth 42. I can't believe she climbed up in her cage all the way up to her food, where her food bowls normally are. I'd put them down on the bottom, and she made me move all of her food up topside. She actually has it in both places. I've got food down below and food up on top, so. I didn't think she'd make it through the night, and here she is climbing up and demanding her food in its usual place. Yeah, she was asleep on the puppy piano when I came outside with the when we traded for boys. She was asleep on the puppy piano. She had been up there with her food bowls, and she did eat this morning, but I just don't see how she can gain that much weight back, so. She ate about 2 tablespoons worth. I haven't had a chance to weigh how much she ate, but she did chow down quite a bit this morning. But she hadn't eaten for a couple of days, so. I don't know if she's trying to starve the virus out of herself or what, but. Just don't know. Hi, Lisa. If I miss anyone, it's because I'm out here without an iPad or anything that I can read the full email or the full chat. I just have my iPhone out here, so. I've never seen anybody fight like her, Eleanor. I thought yesterday the way she was on my lap, and she was just like dead weight on my lap, and I thought that was it. And then I find her this morning, and she climbs all the way up to the perches up on top and wants her food up there. So I'm not complaining, obviously it's nice to have her around, but somebody asked me something about email, but again, these things only pop up on the screen and go right away. There's no way for me to get to see the chat. I don't get a chat history. At least I've never seen a way to do it. Nope. Yes, thank you. I did. Cecil, thank you very much. Yep, I received the mail. Much appreciated right now. It's tough, Most birds that were suffering, she spent her whole life suffering, so I don't think most people would, or most birds would choose to keep going, but she just doesn't want to stop. Last night I tried to take her out and sit her in my lap, and she would not let me pick her up. She actually grabbed a hold of the bottom of the cage, and that's a first. That's never happened. She wouldn't let me pick her up, and I know she was weak, so she probably just wanted to stay there. But then to find her able to climb the cage today, I'm still in shock. Right, Cecil? Oh, thank you. Yeah. The hard thing with us is, as a sanctuary, a lot of these places where you get grants, they want you to rehome, and we don't do that. So. As I told the people from, there's a couple of organizations that are there to support sanctuaries, and we were discussing with one of them about joining, and they had mentioned they don't do rehoming, so that's fine. But the other side is they didn't want us to do videos. They said, "Oh, you can't video the birds." It's like, excuse me, the birds don't mind that at all. It's not like it's it doesn't bother them at all. It's not like I'm parading them around or something. But nope. So on the one hand, you have these sanctuary organizations that don't want us to film the birds, and then on the other hand, you've got organizations that want us to rehome them. And as I told Petco, I said, so if I was bringing in porcupines, you would want me to rehome them? And they said, that's a different thing. I said, no, it's not. They're both wild animals. It's okay to have wild animals in your home. Then why not porcupines or you can name any other kind of wild. How about mountain lions? Why not have those in people's homes, you know? But, you know, hard to get grants. It really is. We're lucky to get 2 grants a year and for small amounts, so count mostly on our supporters, our individual supporters. Could probably bring in a lot of money if I was doing a political podcast. Those guys are bringing in bank right now, but, you know, sanctuaries not so much. What are you doing, Jazz? GoFundMe works for anything, actually. You could use it for pretty much anything. Nonprofits, you know, individuals, you can use it for anything. But you usually set an amount there and try to get it. Right now, we had a computer donated to us that will do the job, so we're looking for like a 4 terabyte SSD. That's what we're looking for now, a little extra room to put all these videos on so we can do the work. But because the new computer only has a terabyte and we can't store much there. We have to use external storage for all of our videos and photos too. Because we have about 1.1 terabyte of photo and video, so as of today. Bob who? Babaloo? Babaloo. Jasmine's doing great. She's, you know, she's the one who's been here for the shortest amount of time. Thunderbolt would probably be best. It's a Thunderbolt 4 connection on a MacBook. So, but you know, anything with a USB-C connector will work. But a 4 terabyte, something like that, crucial 4 terabyte, something along that line, something that we can put all these videos, all this video work on. I mean, there's other ways to do it, but right there, kid. Oh, you got that? You want to come up and beat me with that? That won't hurt much. You can beat me with that all day if you want. He likes those little scrunchy things. They're actually kind of fun to whip people with. I don't think he's going to do that right now, though, but you never know. Right, Cecil? Yeah, what we're hurting for now is space. I have a couple of externals, but we're talking about, like, I've got 1.5 gigabyte, and that's on a 500 and a 1 terabyte, and that's just not going to quite do it for what we're doing. But, I mean, shorter, well, if I'm doing ProRes, it won't work. And I'd like to do ProRes now because I can. You know, the larger file sizes won't be a problem for that machine we had donated to us, but the problem is storing them. But, right, Bob? And the old spinning discs just aren't effective for what we're doing. Let me see where you pooped. I got to get that up so I don't step in it. Excuse me, Cecil. Oh, thank you, Amy Lulu, for the super chat. Much appreciated. Yeah, I was quite happy to see that we had the machine, got a machine that will work for us. You know, and I'm totally a Mac guy, so I'm not working with Windows. If I wanted to fix something every day, I'd buy a Windows machine, but well, I can't say buy it because we can't have. You know, I couldn't afford to even buy one of those at this point, but this thing will definitely do the job. Just need a little more space. Oh no, the new Mac is going to be fine. The one we just had donated, so. Pippa would, yes, that's right. Amy Lulu said Pippa would chew the Windows PC immediately. Yeah, she loves Steve Jobs, boy. She was flying over to his picture in those early videos of her, you know, frequently before she calmed down. Usually when a bird gets here, they're a little out of sorts and they have to calm down a bit. She was pretty aggressive when she first got here with the other birds, so. And this one, Jasmine, she was, oh, well, it was a nightmare. It was 2 weeks of getting about 4 hours of sleep, and I had to give her 3 doses of Haldol a day to keep her from killing herself because she had a really short period where it affected her. So about every 6 hours, and that meant getting up in the middle of the night to give it to her. But she calmed down, and now she's fine. She just gets a normal dose. She's fine. But, I mean, oh, she was just a mess. But she sure is a great girl now, aren't you? She goes, yeah. She talks to me all the time. I look over at her cage when I'm cooking in the kitchen or something. She'll look at her water. She'll just walk over and look at it like, okay, let's put more fresh water in here. You know, I go through and put fresh water in during the day, but she'll tell me, or she'll say, I want some more dry food. I don't know what they were going to do with her. They were leaving. The people who had her were going to leave, and you know, they had to find a spot for her. And a rescue called me about her, but I'm sure glad she's here because she's just a wonderful bird. Took a while to get her to be herself, but now she's comfortable with being herself, kind of like Bob is comfortable. And I don't know if any of you have noticed, but I mean, he's on Haldol now because he was attacking his chest, just moving. We don't know exactly why. But you can't even tell it. His behavior is just the same. I mean, anybody who can see a difference in behavior, let me know, because I can't see one. But he's on a tiny amount, and that's all it takes. Like Cecil's on an even. He's on what you would give like a conure or something. And it's working. I mean, he's not showing his feathers anymore, so. And he's still beating me in the face with toys, aren't you? Aren't you? Still beating me in the face with toys? Yep. Well, I could probably use some facial work, but I mean, come on. Is that really what you got to do? Now, don't forget, everyone says, don't let them sit on your shoulder, you know, because they don't understand that there's no dominance in parrots. The only reason they sit up high is so they can look for predators, you know. I don't blame anyone for thinking otherwise because the internet is just filled with lies about that. You know, mistakes, they're either mistakes or they're lies, one or the other, but it's all over the place. People talking about these guys, you know, you can't let them sit on your shoulder because they'll get dominant. I mean, he's going to hit me in the head no matter where. I mean, he could get on the side of the aviary and whack me. He just likes to do that. Now, that's my ear. That's my ear, you big toad. Eleanor, we'll see if we can arrange that for you. Yeah, he doesn't just come up and beat people he doesn't know, so have to be his friend. He has to feel like you're comfortable with him up there, but he's a good boy. Aren't you? Aren't you a good boy? Yep, you are. Yeah, oops, I've got one picture of with me surrounded by birds all above my head level. Some of them sitting on my shoulders and that kind of thing. That's the picture I send to people when they tell me, "Oh, you shouldn't have them sit on your shoulders." And I send a picture back and go, "You mean like this?" But now with Cecil, where you have to be careful is if he has a couple of toys in his beak, and they're small, because then he might, go to like lose grip on a toy and try to grab it, and he might get you. But it wouldn't be intentional. He doesn't bite me intentionally, do you? And he doesn't feel dominant to me at all. He's just sitting on my shoulder whacking me with a toy. That's what he does. So. Hey, Doris. Yep, they're not snuggly, these guys. These male umbrellas are not snuggly. Oh, he's something else when he gets in your lap and turns his head, looks at you. He's a big snuggle bunny, this guy. Aren't ya? Aren't ya? I'm not supposed to say that about you? I'm glad to hear that, Lisa. That's, they just like anyone else, they have to be taught what's right and wrong about how, in our world. It's not right and wrong in their world, about what they can do. But the only reason you wouldn't want one on your shoulder is if it wasn't trained about not nipping you in the face. There are some birds that will do that. And sometimes, usually it's because they've been trained to do that by a human, not necessarily the one that has them now. I think that Tushy here, the serum cockatoo that lives with the folks that own this home, she's, I think, and I'm not sure of this yet, but I think that she will nip in the face to go back to her cage. And I think that this is something, I saw you sent me some, oh, okay. Okay, something about disk space, I don't know. Yeah, a raid would work as well. That's another way to do it. I need both speed and space, so could use a raid. And then, of course, if you have inexpensive, this it stands for inexpensive discs. You could, if a disc dies, you can slam another one in there, and it'll fix the situation because there's backup that way. That's nice, but. I need one that I need to say. I need one to. Well, I need the 4 gig to work off of actually, because I'm using ProRes, and ProRes is 6 gigabytes a minute. If I wanted to just do 1080p, I could probably get away with the 2 gig, but I don't actually have the only backup I have right now is to iCloud. And that's kind of slow, and if I have a larger file, it's not going to go up there. Some of those ProRes files get pretty big. I try to break them off, run like a minute at a time, and then that way I'm only doing 6 gigs at a time. But yeah, I need both working and storage, honestly. Sorry, folks, I'm answering questions here that you might not see on the screen, but I don't know. I can't see that. I can't see a lot of the responses. What are you doing, Cecil? And then the other one I've got here playing games is Babaloo likes to, if I'm wearing a pair of shorts, he'll shove the wood into the bottom part of my shorts, so he'll make a nest there. If I'm not, then he just does it under my leg. He gets upset if I change my leg positions, though. Hey, you. Hey, you. Yeah, they're quiet, but they're busy. I got Cecil on my shoulder, and Bob nesting underneath my on the chair underneath my leg. Ouch. Oh, sugar, what are you crying about? That's an odd position to be in to want your beak petted. I'm not sure I can do that. If you turn around, maybe. Turn around. I can't get the angle. Well, at least I can. Hold on a second. She was turned the other way. Cecil. Hey, those are my glasses. Try not to hit them. Okay? I wish you understood English, but you don't. He understands a few Q words, but I'm not sure that many people understand English anyway. That was Pippa's cough. She's learned how to cough like a human. Hey, 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 hey. Cecil, try to give me some room to use my face for something, would you? Sort of, yeah. Hey, hey. What are you doing? What are you doing? Hey, Christy, beak knocking is usually a mating behavior. It's the signal that they want to mate. They're looking for a mate or interested in someone. 9 times out of 10, they will do that on your arm or to you somewhere if they're trying to mate with you. Unlike Cecil, who is trying to beat me with a toy. Could you pick maybe the edge that isn't sharp? I think that's all sharp. Oh, thank you, Aaron. The flock will enjoy that. Thank you. Thank you for that super chat. The flock. This flock. Yeah, when I saw Peaches last, she was resting on her puppy piano, so. Yeah, they do have nerves in their beak. But I've only seen birds do that when it was had to do with bonding of some kind, so. Hey, cuties. So Peaches actually, as tired and worn out as she was yesterday, I didn't think she'd make it through the day, but today she refused to eat down on the bottom of the cage and climbed all the way up to her perch. So now she's sitting on her puppy piano. I could not believe, you need to get off my face. Come here, come here, come here. No, easy, easy, calm down. Calm down. Just a break from sitting on my face for a minute, you know, whacking me in the head. You need a break from that. You can go back up there if you want to, but we need a slight break. You're getting to the point where I can't even open my eyes without being whacked. Silly bird. Well, at least you rounded it out, so there's not that many sharp edges, but. Yeah, it's strange sitting out here without the peach. But I don't expect her to pull through this, but miracles. I wouldn't call it a miracle, but she might fight the disease off. It's possible, but her weight is so low, I don't know how. She weighs about as much as Cause. So, And she's supposed to weigh about 700 grams, and she's in the 450 range, so. Okay. Whoops, you dropped it, Bob. You klutz. Go get it. You want me to pick it up for you? I'll pick it up for you. Cecil, I wasn't trying to get rid of you. Here. Now, if I did that to Cecil, he would throw it away. If he drops something accidentally, you don't give it to him unless you want him to stop playing with it. So if he were to drop this, and then I, this is a silly bird, and handed it, picked it up and handed it back to him, he'll throw it away. He won't take something like that handed to him. So every bird's a study of one. I hear you up there. I'll try to get your beak. Cecil, give me a break. Hey, let go of my ear. Hey, Cecil, let go. What are you doing? Big toad. Grabbed a hold of my ear. He wasn't hurting me, but he was holding on to my ear. Nutcase, what were you doing that for? What were you doing that for? Yeah, you're a good boy. Yep, you're a good boy. Yep, Cecil's a good bird. Cecil's a good bird. Now everybody can see why I put you on Haldol, because you're starting to chew your inner feathers. Yeah. He went for a long time, we're talking years, where he just chewed that outer feather, but now he's moving inward, so. Slowly getting Haldol into him without changing his personality. Yep, that's right. Isn't that right? Peppa, is that right? Is that right, Pep? Pep, 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 pep. That's right. That's right. Oh, sugar. It's a pip, pip, pip. That's right. Bob, you brought that piece of wood up, and now he's got a bigger piece of wood. I'm not sure that's a good thing. Pippa. Hi, Pip. I know if I don't pet your beak, you're going to have a fit. Come here. Hey, that's enough. He just wanted to get preened, little girl, and you didn't understand. See, he was just trying to get preened. He doesn't understand this one won't preen. Cecil, try not to beat the already scratched up watch, okay? It's not quite as important as it used to be when I did all this and there was nobody else around, but it still serves a purpose. Yeah, that happens strictly by accident. When Peaches was in here, I always made sure there was one of these kind of toys in that corner. And I threw the toys in. I have a big basket of toys. I threw the toys in this morning, and that one landed there. Not grabbing the ear. Not grabbing the ear. No, Cecil, leave the ear alone. Hey, Mander. I wish he knew what the word ear meant. He doesn't. He knows I'm not happy about something, and I have to say it at the right time. You have to actually, so when he actually has a hold of my ears when I say it. So. And then it's more the tone of voice than the word. Yeah. Those are Sugar's I want sounds. Some people have interpreted that as she's being tortured, and that's just the sound she makes when she wants something. It works. I mean, it gets your attention, you know. Bob's having fun chewing that up. Yeah, try not to put the pieces of wood in my hoodie, okay? Yeah, we went from having, Death Valley type temperatures here to now where I have to come out with long sleeves on. And I understand it's going to get cooler. I don't do cool well. I have to use like hand warmers, electric hand warmers and stuff. I have Raynaud's disease, which means that my hands can get frostbite at like 65 degrees Fahrenheit. Anything less than 21.5 Celsius is not good for my hands. They lose circulation. So, Cecil, whacking me in the face with that thing, it's just 10 degrees. Yeah, I would be missing body parts at under 10 degrees centigrade. That's not going to happen. Saint Grat, not good for me. I wish it was otherwise, but that's just the way it is. Wow, that's amazing. Yeah, well, what do you do? They don't even know why it happens, to be honest. They have no clue why we have that circulation problem, but. So you'll see me wearing gloves first, then you'll see me having that these, I think I have one of them got lost in the move, but I have to use these electric hand warmers or I will, I can seriously have damage to my hands by being out here when it's cool. They can take the temperatures, but I can't. I hear you. I am not ignoring you. I just have only one hand right now. Yeah. Someone forgot to hold on, I got to put my focus so that people can't call in. There we go. All right. Oh. See, now he's got something bigger to whack me with. And he's not trying to be dominant. That's something you have to keep in your head. He's just up there playing. If he was down in my lap, he'd be whacking me down there. It's just more fun to whack the head. You get a better reaction, Isn't that right, Cecil? And he used to run around and attack, well, I won't say attack, but he hit the other birds with a toy. So I have trained him to hit me instead because it scares the other birds. It doesn't, obviously it doesn't scare me, but I don't want the other birds scared by him. And they like him, so if he comes around whacking them with a toy too much, they'll stay away from him. Not a good thing. Tennis racket. I don't think I'd let him see a tennis racket. He probably would use that to whack me in the head. But then he'd probably use his foot to hold it. Oh, gone. After our session outside here today, I have mash to make and birdie bread in one day, so. Oh, he's adorable. He's a good boy. And I trained him to hit me instead of the other birds, so it's not like it isn't partially my fault that he likes to whack me in the head with something. Amanda, are you having fun? Hi, Sugar. I'm sorry I didn't pet you that much. Yeah, and Roman, who won't normally let me pick him up since we came here, he hasn't allowed that.
Take it off. You under control, or you want me to help?
No, I'm under control.
All right.
I think I'll still be alive when Romeo's done with me. Have a good day, Danny. Yeah, it was Dan. He was asking if I basically wanted help getting the birds out of here. And there's a couple of reasons for it, is I have to watch that if we have two people doing it, it's easier. They won't get into some kind of a sparring match while I'm away. And then Romeo he doesn't like me picking him up since we moved up here. So I have to get Romeo out of here. And he can't fly because they damaged his wings. So last time he went with me, he hit the ground once. He took off and hit the ground, but he went inside. He was totally focused on going back to his cage, though. You could tell that. And I could probably just put him on the ground and he'd probably run to his cage. That's the way he is. He knows how to get there, so he'd just run down the hall and run into his cage. But this is good exercise. He might at some point attack my arm, but I don't think so. It doesn't matter. That's what arms are for, right? I have to make sure. Hey, that's my ear again. Stop that, you big toad. The other thing is that Snowball loves to have Dan take him in. Dan does. He says, "Fly me home," and then Snowball flaps his wings all the way into the cage. So there are reasons where I would like Dan to be able to help, but not today. What do you think, kiddo? I want them to be out for at least, to get 2 hours out. Well, that'll give just some of the birds 4 hours and some of them 2, but I have the mash to make and the birdie bread because I won't be able to do it tomorrow with an electrician coming by. I got to get this done today. And then nails and beaks tomorrow. What are you doing? He's taking the elevator. I will tell Michelle, I will tell Peaches that you love her. Right now she's kind of concentrating on what she's doing. She's not listening to me much, but she's just trying to recover energy and eat. Yeah, I'm definitely not Wendy Wizard. Try so much you got to do in one day. I'd like to keep everybody out here for another hour, but I can't. There's no way I'm going to be able to make the birdie bread, do their mash, because I make mash like a head for 5 days. And then I add other things to it, but the base anyway I make. And then clean cages. And then change food and water. I mean, all the things I got to do, plus give medicine again. They've had their morning dose, but... Hello, Kaisei. So I wish I could have shown you Peaches today, but... I honestly didn't expect her to be up and be willing to climb to get her food. Ouch. See, so that's my nose you whacked with that thing. You big toad. Everybody's a toad. It's the word I use, toad. You big toad. Yeah, I don't know. She just doesn't want to go. And I can understand that. And, there's a small chance she could somehow fight this off, but I just don't know how. Some do, but not usually after losing that much weight. That's a lot of weight. 150 grams that she's lost. And then she just isn't that hungry most of the day. She was hungry this morning, hungry enough to climb up and look at the spot and basically tell me, this is where my food bowl goes, and why isn't it there now? Hey, hey, that's enough. That's enough. That's enough. No, no, no. Silly boy. Silly boy. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Michelle. Yeah, they're crazy. Good boys, though. Bob, you a good boy? Yes, Bob's a good boy. Yeah, he's been working on his cage, and he broke a bar off of it. And I don't want to put him in a smaller cage, but the problem is the bar size, okay? He needs larger bar size, and preferably something that's bead welded. They don't even make those anymore. So tight bar spacing, large bars, many welds, that kind of thing. So what I had to do is get some square galvanized wire, and I had to cut it and cover the section where he tried to get out. And I'll probably have to, I've got a large roll of it, so I'll probably have to do it. You have to do, when you do something like that, you have to do it twice. You have to put it on and then put another one outside of it. But I want him to keep the larger cage, so it's hard to find it. I've looked, I can't find a decent cage in that size range. I'd have to go with something that was much bigger that won't fit in the room. Otherwise, we're talking 4mm bars, and that just won't work. 5's a little better. 6 would be a lot better, but and then the other thing I had to use, I didn't use tie wire. I've got this heavy-duty aluminum wire. It's like 12 gauge. That's what I used to wire it on there, because he's good at tearing that stuff off. That boy. The rest of them are just kind of taking it all. Oh, it's no fun to lose a friend. I've known Peaches for 10 years, so the first major production I'm going to do on the new computer that we had donated to us, I'm going to do a full video about her. I'm going to write the script in Final Draft, and I'm going to do it like a real production. So obviously I'm going to use some old footage on her because I won't have anything else. But still, I'm going to give her a decent overview. Not just the usual thing where you just talk about what it's like to have them with you, but no idea how old Peaches is. Sorry, I don't know how old most of these birds are. But I want the way she expressed her life, how she was able to sit around birds and they didn't bother her. And then how she likes everybody, and how her favorite word is hello. So she's like the little Mahatma Gandhi of the bird world, and I want to put out her special message to the world. Cecil, are you just going to beat me up all day? Is that what you're going to do? Hey, that's my ear. Cecil? What are you doing? Well, if I was in her condition, I would be wanting to be gone. I mean, I wouldn't want to stay, I'm sure of that. But she does, so. Right, Bob? Well, folks, it's that time. And we'll see you on Wednesday. I will post anything about Peach's condition in both Patreon and on Patreon and Workplace and on YouTube in the community section. So thanks for being here, guys, and for your support. Thanks, Amy, for your help, and Eleanor. Goodbye to all you. See you soon. Bye, friends. Cecil.